enters into Jericho. And there was a man by the name Zacchaeus. He was a tax collector and was very wealthy. Now, if you read this text, I'm sure many of you know that, but if you read verse 3, it says, he, Zacchaeus, wanted to see Jesus. Hello? Zacchaeus has always desired in his heart to see Jesus. You know what was preventing him from coming to Jesus? People. One, he is a tax collector and he's a very wealthy man. Tax collectors were equal to sinners. So if you read scripture, it says tax collectors and sinners. Every tax collector was also hated by the people because they represent the government in taking taxes. The government will say, okay, this year I need 10,000 from you. He gets a license, and guess what? He goes and levies the people and makes 30,000. And he goes give the government 10,000 and pockets the 20,000. So he's living very lavish life. He's living in upper town, and everything around him is so beautiful and wonderful. And people hated tax collectors, including church members. So when they see him going there, look at him. From four, we will be skinning on 1 year, not be yet there or ha. And so many times, some of us have a phobia toward the rich and those whom we call sinners. If one of these days somebody came here with dreadlocks and his pants is down his butt, say, hey, Charlie, what are you doing here? This place is for the holy and the righteous. We've made the church the place where holy people gather. Holy. And so if you are not holy, if you are a sinner, this is not your place. That was what was going on for Zacchaeus. So every time he's passing by, people are eyeing him. People are insinuating. People are saying, okay. And when he heard that Jesus was coming to Jericho, he still wanted to see him. But he was afraid of the people. So guess what? Even before everybody came around, Zacchaeus had climbed, because he was a short man, to hide in the sycamore tree, hoping that he might get a glimpse of Jesus. But I get amazed when Jesus comes and stands under that sycamore tree. Without anybody announcing to him that Zacchaeus is up, he looks up and says, Zacchaeus, I know you've been looking for me. Now the question is, what was it about Jesus that made him connect to Zacchaeus? But as everybody was giving up on him, everybody has abandoned him, everybody thinks that he's the worst of dying. What was it about Jesus that made him connect to Zacchaeus? Now that's what I wanted to show you. That after he's saved, look at verse 9. It said, Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house because this man too is a son of Abraham. Verse 10. For the Son of Man came to do what? There are two S words there. To seek and to save. People of God, this is our business. This church thing, this is our business. God hasn't called us to come and play drums and feel good about it. He's called us to do all of that in addition to the very fundamental and core reason why Jesus came, which is seeking and saving the souls of men. I say all of that to come back to the point that people do matter to the Lord. So let's walk out of this place having a burden on people in our hearts. Let's have a burden. I'm not sure whether this day anybody carries burdens for people. A brother is in trouble, a sister is going through some stuff. How many of us truly, truly care about this brother, this sister? We started this Vancouver church over 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. It was from here that God sent us to go and start a church in Calgary and Edmonton. This was from here. The church in Edmonton has 4 assemblies now. The church in Calgary has 4 assemblies now. And Vancouver is still 1 assembly. And what I'm hearing is, if all the people that came through the church have stayed, it would have been more than enough, right? And I believe you know somebody who has come through the church and is no longer coming. People of God, people do matter. People matter to the Lord. Let's not just be so religious and carry our titles and come here, elder, here, deacon, here, and people are slipping through our hands. And it does mean sometimes look like somebody look at. Okay. As long as we're able to come to church and feel the little presence of the Holy Ghost, do some little things, church things, and go away. People do matter to the Lord. And I pray that from today, God will put somebody in your heart. There are times that we have to go on our knees and pray and intercede on behalf of certain individuals. They might be going through something that you have no idea. Don't be too quick to judge people on the surface. The next thing I want to say is that, see, when Jesus said to Peter or asked him those 3 questions, the same thing 3 times. In each of them, he ends up with a commission or an instruction. Did you realize that? What did Jesus say? Feed my lamb, feed my lamb, feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my lamb. Feed. Listen, leadership is responsibility. Should I repeat it? Leadership is what? Leadership is not wearing titles. We in Ghana or Africa have made leadership as though it is the title that makes me a leader. No, leadership is no title. When we stand before God one of those days, He's not going to reward us based on our titles. True or false? What is God going to reward us on? The works. So leadership is more functional than carrying titles over there. God has put leadership in the church so that we carry out some responsibilities. So if you are a leader, whether here or outside, and you are not doing the very basic of things that you are called to do, you are a failure. Simple and short. And so when you come to the church, we have so many officers, like you're saying, 13 deaconesses. I came from a church in Toronto, 28 deaconesses. The presbytery alone is almost 50, one whole assembly. Yet every once in a while, when we need somebody to do something, leadership is not working. Everybody's busy. Everybody's what? Busy. Say it loud. Everybody is what? He's busy. And the Lord has still been looking around for leaders to commit His sheep and His lamb to take care of them. You know why we are not referred to as goats? Right? The scriptures again and again refer to us as sheep. Do you know why? Do you know the difference between goats and sheep? Goats are stubborn. What else? Yeah. Have you seen goats being supervised? The average goat seems to be able to take care of himself. If you put a stick here and the goat is coming, my chances are that he will avoid you. But if you put a stick here, the first sheep will come and jump over. The second sheep will come and jump. Even when you have withdrawn the stick, the third sheep will still come and jump over. The fourth sheep will come. In the English language, we say something is behaving sheepishly. What does that mean? Stupid or foolish. And that is the description of every believer so far as Christ is concerned. And that's why we need shepherds. We need shepherds. Leadership is providing. What is the work of a shepherd? Care for them. So, what is a shepherd who has no sheep behind him? He's what? He's shepherdless. It sounds funny, but there are leaders in the church who he's not following anybody, nobody is following him, and it's okay. It's okay. He's the leader. Nobody is following, he's not following on nobody, he's not checking on nobody, he just shows up and goes. Shepherds with no sheep following them. But shepherds who carry a sense of burden and concern. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me what? Lie down in green pasture. It is the responsibility of every shepherd to go looking for green pastures for the sheep. By the time the sheep gets up, they know the place where they are going to feed. He leads them in the pathways of righteousness for his name's sake. And that's why Jesus is coming back to that question. Peter, do you truly love me? Love in leadership is responsibility. Leadership is responsibility. You cannot be a leader where you do nothing bothers you. When you come to the church, no matter what the church status, it doesn't bother you. Nothing. And it aches my heart sometimes. This morning when I came here, I've been looking around, I've been walking around. I saw in the garbage, I believe it was what was made last Sunday, still sitting there. Let's go around, look around. When I was asking you questions about how many tambourines we have, how many microphones we have, how many members we have, it is called leadership responsibility. Somebody has to have oversight over every little detail of this church. Everything. So what am I saying? Every leader has been given not so much of a title, but influence. And people will either follow you, or they might choose not to follow you, not because of the title that you get, but because of the influence. How many people are you influencing into the kingdom? How many people are you bringing because of your leadership role closer to Christ? How many people are you delivering from the clutches of sin and Satan because of what God has deposited in you? I'm not talking about titles. I'm talking about titles. See, the titles that we carry, it's good, for purposes of administration and function. But if we enjoy the aura of the titles we carry and do nothing, for me, it's a total failure. It's a total failure. And listen, one of those days when Christ comes, He's going to reward us. I want somebody to volunteer and read a text for me. 1 Peter chapter 5. 1 Peter chapter 5, 1 to 5.
In the churches. I too am an elder and a witness to the sufferings of Christ. And I too will share in his glory when he is revealed to the whole world. As a fellow elder, I appeal to you, care for the flock that God has entrusted to you. Watch over it willingly, not grudgingly, not for what you get out of it, but because you are eager to serve God. Don't lord it over the people assigned to your care, but lead them by your own good example. And when the great shepherd appears, you will receive a crown of never-ending glory and honor. Verse 5. In the same...
No, it's okay. It's okay up to verse 4. This passage has a few things to teach us. First of all, Peter is addressing the church elders. And he identifies himself as a fellow elder. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Now, who was Peter who was writing this? He was an apostle. He was a person who, after he was reinstated, became, if you like, the leader or the head of the rest of the church or the disciples. But he's not bragging about his apostleship here. He's not lauding his apostleship on people. When you start from chapter 1, he introduces himself as the Peter, the apostle of Christ. But at the tail end, he is calling on fellow elders. And he's calling on fellow elders not because he's not an apostle or the apostleship doesn't matter, but you see, he's calling the attention to a role, a responsibility that God has placed on the life of leadership. So he says, I, Peter, am also an elder just like you. Let's put aside all these titles and not dwell so much on that. If God has given you a title, so be it. Area head. What is area head? What is area head? What is area head? Yes, the governor will introduce you and say, oh, this is our new area. The old one is what is area head? God is calling on us, people of God, to a place of duty. So the area head cannot stoop down and pick dirt or help arrange chairs because he is an area head. So when we come to church, we look at our status and there are things to be done in the church. No, this one is not my responsibility because I am the elder, I am the pastor, I am the whatever. No. We are what? We are, Apostle Paul calls us, we are bond servants. Say it, bond servants.
Bond servants
of the Lord. Another place it says, you know, we are the purchased possession of Christ. Christ, shed his blood to purchase us. So we belong to him. Hallelujah.
Amen.
We belong to Christ. Let's get over those titles thing and get our hands and our feet dirty in the trenches and get to business, get to work. Let's get down to work. There is so much that God wants us to do here in Vancouver. There's so much. And I believe God has been waiting on us for all these years. God has been waiting on somebody who will rise up and say, Lord, I'm available. Use me. Use me. But I carry a title. That is not important. That's not important. When we started the church here, I wasn't even a pastor. I was not a pastor. I'd come to Regent College to study. It's not about titles. God is looking for people to use to work. And He tells them, feed, take care of the sheep. Take care of the sheep. God has entrusted some people into our care. Take care of them. Because listen, one of those days, the chief shepherd is going to show up. He's going to show up. There are rewards that He's going to give to each one of us. And He's going to give us rewards not based on titles, but to the extent that we've taken care of the sheep. That was a responsibility He was calling Peter's attention. Feed Allah. Take care of them. Pray for them. Visit them. Lift them up. Encourage them. If somebody's crying, go near them and cry with them. Lift them up. If somebody's discouraged, go around them, look for a word and encourage them. Lift people up. I want us to share maybe a few minutes in prayer. Shall we stand?